I'm a pretty minimalist person. If I don't use something or I don't keep things hanging around, I love throwing stuff out. I love having only what I need. But one little thing, this is my work badge that got me into my 9-to-5 job that I quit in 2019. And I quit that job with crippling depression and anxiety. I'd been there 5 years and I'd never got a single promotion. And I just keep this just as a little reminder. You know, when I think life is hard now, just a little reminder of where I came from. I'm making this video for a few reasons. It's probably going to be a bit deeper than you expected from clicking on how I became a freelance video editor. First of all, obviously I want to show you the route that it took for me to go from being in a 9-to-5 to being fully self-dependent with my own company, creating videos as a freelancer and what that takes. But I also want to show you how it's not down to luck and how it really requires you having a big why, a big reason why you're doing it. And I'll also show you the steps I took and the pivotal moment really when I had that self-belief that this really was possible and that I could make this a full-time thing and that I could escape. Because I promise you, when you've made your first $100 by yourself, combined with the big why, the big reason you want to leave whatever you're doing, or you want to improve your life, when those two things combine, your fire will be lit and then you realize you're committed. The opportunities open up and you'll start seeing yourself grow exponentially. So I'm going to try and keep this video short to the point. I'm going to show you what I did, the steps I took, things along the way that might help you. And I just want to inspire anyone who feels like they're not good enough, you're in a rough situation, and we'll probably go a little bit deeper on where I was. And finally, I just really want this to be an introduction to who I am, because I haven't really taken this channel seriously, and I just want one introductory video just to give you a bit of background, who I am, and sort of set myself up for the content that's to come now I'm taking this YouTube thing a bit more seriously. So just a bit of context on who I am. My name's Ryan, I'm from Wales in the UK. At the time of recording this, I'm 31 years old. From 16, I quit school with no education. I tried getting in the army. I couldn't get into the army for some previous medical records. And long story short, I spent the next 10 years going job to job, call centers, washing dishes. And to be quite honest with you, I used to party. I got quite addicted to substances. I got addicted to gambling, and by 26, I was £19,000 in debt. I was a complete addict, and I had to explain it all to my mum, who took me back home and looked after me while I sobered up and sorted things out. So I won't go into too much detail on that, but I just want to give you some context. So moving on to the best job that I got was in a corporate office, and it was paying me about £21,000 a year, which was great when I got the job. But I was there for 5 years, and I did grow as a person. I admit that when I started, I was still a silly little boy, and by the end of it I'd matured. I knew how to behave in a corporate office environment, and I learned a lot of skills along the way as well. But in my final year in 2018, I sobered up. I'd started jiu-jitsu, started working to try and work out some online business stuff. I thought I'd had the best year of my life, and I didn't get promoted again. So 5 whole years without a promotion. Not only that, but in my best year, I got put on a reporting plan. So everything I said at the desk, every comment I made, every question I asked was documented. And every week I had to sit with 2 managers and explain myself. And this drove me into crazy depression and anxiety. I took 6 months off work, and I was walking around the house checking my pulse. I was having panic attacks. I was a mess. So I knew that I had to, for my health and sanity. I'd already been close to giving up on life when I was addicted to gambling and losing money, riddled with guilt, not being able to pay my mum back. And now this, I knew something had to change. So this was the pivotal aha moment. When I was in my office job, the last year I was in there, I had a boxing match coming up, and I wanted to make a headband with like a ball on it, but I couldn't find one that didn't have love on it. If you look on eBay and you search for boxing headband, they've all got love written on. And I was like, what if I could make a headband or a ball? And then I asked my friend, and he said, bro, check out Amazon FBA. So I went home one day, I was lying watching Netflix thinking, took this piece of paper, and this is the key moment things changed. Took this piece of paper out of my wallet, and it said Amazon FBA. So I put on YouTube, searched Amazon FBA, And it was like, right, so you go into a store, you find the clearance aisle, and then you scan with this app and it tells you how much it sells for Amazon. And I was like, oh, I think I can do this. So I went to a store, I did it, and I found like some razors, some electric shavers. I packaged them up, I sent them off, and I did that for a couple of weekends. And then one day I got paid like £120 from something I'd done myself. Why is this important? Because at that moment I thought, if I can learn and I can do that and make £120, why can't I make £120,000? So every weekend I started going store to store, collecting all this stuff, selling it on Amazon. But long story short, by the end, I had made about £2,000 in 6 months. So I realised that £2,000 wasn't enough. So I looked into dropshipping. Next time I looked at dropshipping. So you make a store, you make an online store in a niche thing. I think my first one was leggings. I called it Crazy Legs. Then, so I learned to build the store with Shopify. Then I learned Facebook ads, and I linked my products to a dropshipper in China. And what would happen is you run ads, if someone buys it, it gets ordered from China to them, and you take the profit. Because you buy it cheap from China, send it to them, but you've got to pay for the ads. So it sounds like there's no overheads, but there is overheads because you're paying for the ads to get there. And that's when I really got into the ads and the marketing side of things. But to run the ads, you need to make videos. I was initially hiring someone to make videos, but I had no money. So to save money for ad spend, I started making videos. Long story short, I threw a gig on Fiverr for a $40 video and someone ordered. I was like, this is amazing. And I just I over-delivered on the order. I made the order as best as I could. And they gave me a 5-star review, and then another order came in. And then another one, but I realized these $40 orders were taking me 10 hours. But I switched my thinking. I was like, I'm not dreaming of £10 an hour, I'm not dreaming of $4 an hour. I'm not even dreaming of $40 an hour. I'm dreaming of hundreds of thousands of pounds. So I recognized that learning these skills and doing these videos and building, it was all going to compound. And I just had this commitment that I would make something work or die trying. Pretty much. There was no me giving up. So I realized the videos at $40, there's competition charging $100. I remember feeling $140 for a video was too much. So I was like, well, how can I add value to this offer? What do people really want videos for? Okay, so businesses want to sell their products and services. So what if I market myself as I don't just make videos, I make videos that convert. I make videos for businesses. I started saying you don't need a pretty video. You need a video that sells, that gets you click leads and sales. I started learning to shoot my own videos like this to use on my Fiverr gig. And then I started putting my prices up. As the orders filled up, I put my prices up. I took my testimonials and I put them on Facebook. I put the videos on Instagram and LinkedIn and YouTube. So if you look down on this YouTube channel, you'll just see some old videos that I was just putting it everywhere. And I think the biggest part of this is, first of all, you need a why. You need a why, and it shouldn't take you getting in a really shitty situation to want to get out of it, but sometimes it does. And when you've got your why, you need to combine that with action, but you need to make that commitment. And like I said, if you try and do exactly what I did, it's probably not going to work the same way for you. But what you need to do is you need to just commit 1 or 2 hours a night to doing something that could open up opportunities to learn in marketing, to learn in sales, to learn in video editing, design, whatever you need, but think about the customer and what the customer wants. What does the business need? Don't just make graphic designs, make graphic designs that stop the scroll, that make the convert. Everybody wants the leads and the sales. That's the whole marketing thing, right? So you need to appeal to the audience, but don't just say it, back it up. Go learn how to actually make the videos or the designs or the copywriting that actually converts. As you can see, I've got books behind me. It's not just to make me look clever. My big head does that enough. But I started reading, so I never realized the power of a book until I was about 28. The words sink in. You remember this stuff. And books I was reading were confirming thoughts and feelings I had on this journey. So ultimately, to summarize, you have to take action. You can't prepare too much, over preparing, over planning, you're not going to get any feedback from the world until you put yourself out there. But when you get over that hurdle, when you combine your why with action and you get feedback and you get that little bit of revenue and you see the light, that is when the fire will be lit and you will be on your path. So that's just a little background on how I got there. I'm gonna have to make a little plug here, not because I just want sales, although I do want sales and money, it keeps the bread on the table, but because the two courses that I wish were around when I started are Create the Perfect Fiverr Gig that actually sells. It's a course that I have on my website, which I'll leave below with a huge discount for you. So if you do want to create a Fiverr gig, I've got a course that teaches you step by step how to create your gig. I give you a video on, say, writing a compelling description. I give you the video, there's a template you fill out. You go bump, 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 fill out this template. You can do it as many times as you want, create as many gigs as you want. Then there's another course, the 7-step social media client blueprint. I thought to myself, I have this process for getting referrals on Facebook. I've survived on Facebook and Fiverr for 4 years. I've made over $100,000 on Fiverr and whatever on Facebook. But I documented my process, what am I doing, until I got it down to 7 steps. I've put those 7 steps in another short step-by-step course, which will show you how to get clients on social media. If you get those 2 courses, follow them through and take action, you'll have a Fiverr gig and you'll know how to get clients on social media. It's a really good start. So I had to drop that in there because I've got students who have literally got orders on Fiverr and quit their jobs. It's valuable stuff. I wish it was there. It's not expensive. I recommend checking it out. Obviously, I'll leave them linked below the video. Now, finally, I want to talk about where I'm at now and what the plan is. So over the years, obviously, when you make a video, when you're freelancing, you make the project, the client goes, maybe they come back, but you get paid and it's done. And I realized I want passive income as well. I want to build something. So I've been building courses like the ones I just mentioned, but also I'll create a course, I'll put it on Skillshare and Udemy. I'm all about going all out and finding what works and then doubling down on that. So now those courses and that passive income has got to the point where I might be able to escape making client videos and do what I really love, which is creating content like this that can help you guys, and creating courses, building up that passive income. And the plan is I am going to be updating my courses to keep people engaged, keep building the courses and keep getting more minutes on Skillshare, more reviews on Udemy, keep those things growing, and then take the money and start learning to invest and things like that to grow real passive wealth. I'm not there yet. But if you want to follow on the journey, obviously subscribe, let me know if you like this video, and I'll keep things coming. So I just want to summarize. If you're an addict, if you're in a bad situation, it doesn't matter. You have got options. You can change your life. You need to dig down, find that why, commit yourself 1 hour a day to just learning, and then the mind will create the ideas. The ideas come to you. You don't force them. It will come to you. It will eventually get there, and you will have to overcome obstacles, overcome imposter syndrome, and get out of your own way and start taking action. I don't want to waffle on anymore. I just wanted this introduction video to who I am, where I came from, blah blah blah, where I'm going. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.